Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the Switch It Up Show. My name is Glenn and I will be your host as we listen to these sweet, sweet tunes, and of course, eventually we will get to covering all the news, the new releases, what's going on with everything that happens to do with Nintendo Switch. But personally, I can bring you a lot, but I can't bring you everything you need to satisfy the itch that you have for the Switch, so I have to introduce you to my wonderful host, my wonderful co-host, my main man, Mr. Setrav.
That's me, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, sir, I'm doing very well, but I'm going to be doing well, even better, I should say, than well, in just a few moments as we enjoy these sweet tunes. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to go ahead and roll right into the first segment, a little bit of a revamp, a reimagining, if you will, of what we like to call the inventory. Now, previously, the inventory was a segment where we like to talk about what we're currently playing, but you know the name of the show, you know what you're listening to. We had to just go ahead and switch it up, and that's exactly what we're going to do this week, because instead of telling you what we've been playing, we're going to tell you what's in the future. We're going to give you a sneak peek of what's to come, of what's going to be the two games that we review next week, kind of just to like wet your whistle a little bit. Now, personally, myself, I'm going to be reviewing North, which you can go pick up on the eShop for the low price, the bargain of $2.99. Now, in North, you play a man who applies for asylum in a city filled with strange creatures and stranger customs. It looks really cool. They describe it as a classical cyberpunk a la Blade Runner. Looks really, really neat. I am very excited to check this out. That is North. It's $2.99 on the eShop, and you can actually go pick that up now if you are so inclined. Mr. Trav, why don't you go ahead and give me an idea of what I can expect from you?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, next week I will be playing the zombified, awesome little bit of a puzzle runner game, Zombie. It is currently $4.99 on the Nintendo eShop, and you get 25 of those great gold points, which you can now redeem to purchase Kirby, if you're hip to that, because I know I'm going to be playing that a bunch. But you can redeem those coins and use it to purchase iZombie. It's awesome. It's a sweet little game. Check it out. We have it on our YouTube page. Search Preach and Zombie.
Awesome, man. Isn't it awesome that now you can go ahead and redeem some of those coins? You can use them for, like, anything?
Yeah, 100%. It's amazing. It's really cool. I was trying to purchase Kirby a little bit earlier.
Ooh,
and
shame.
It looks like they are putting like limits for how many coins you can actually use on these games.
Ooh,
which
I don't know.
Is a little like weird, but when I was trying to buy it, it let me do more coins than I had. Like, it said the limit was, so like it said like 300, and I put in my 352. So I don't know. I don't know. Right now the network isn't working. It's probably my internet. So we'll see.
Most likely.
I'll report back next week.
I think you've got like two cans just like strung across.
That's what it is. It's two cans just draped across my sliding door, and the line is so taut that it makes the sound of like a D chord. So yeah. I just strum the D, and boom, there it is.
That sounds very shockingly accurate. So you said there was a limit to how many coins you were able to use for your purchase. This week, whatever. Recently, I bought the Men of Yoshiwara or whatever. Remember that like visual novel game? It let me use like dudes. It let me use like almost $9 worth of coins, which is pretty cool. So I wonder if it varies for like whoever like the publisher is or something like that.
From game to game, it's gotta vary.
Interesting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you happen to have a little bit of insight about how we can best spend our coin, go ahead, reach out to us over on Twitter, because we need your help, okay? We need to be thrifty in this world. And you can go ahead and let us know the best things, the best method to use our coins over on Twitter at Switch It Up Show. And ladies and gentlemen, that has been the new revamped inventory. Thank you. And now, as I try to make it perfect timing, let's go ahead into Potent Power-Ups. Potent Power-Ups is our news segment where we like to talk about all the, just like the general news of different things that we think are cool in the wonderful wide world of the Nintendo Switch. Now, what's interesting is each and every single week, Seth Trav and I, we try to have a couple ounces of professionalism. But this week, I'm hosting the show, so we're flying blind. The notes haven't been updated in like 2 weeks, so I just happen to know what all the news is. I handpick these articles for you. This is nothing. I bring you nothing but the freshest wares this week. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, that being said, I think I have to start off with, what? I gotta be honest. A lot of people are super, super excited for this, and I really only have like a small percentage of excitement, because I like this series, but it hasn't been the same for me in a long time, and that is Super Smash Bros., because it recently got announced that you were going to see Super Smash Bros. On the Switch. I feel like Mr. Trav is going to be very excited about this, but I don't know. Let's find out.
I'm a big Smash guy. You know I'm Smash Mouth, bro. Born and raised.
Oh,
that's what they've said about me for years.
You are an all-star.
I was weaned on the original Smash Bros, and I live and die in Melee.
Yeah,
sometimes I go in for Brawl, sometimes, but I live and die in Melee.
Dude, Melee is where it's at. I mean, I personally like that one the most because it's the quickest. It's a little twitchy. It's nice and fast. I like that. I did have it on Wii U. I liked it there too, and it's a fun game. But to me, it's almost like a party game. I need to have I want all 4 people in there. You gotta have everybody over to play it. You can play it solo, but it's just not the same. And online, I'm I don't know. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be cool that we get yet another giant title over on the Nintendo Switch. So that's awesome, man. Just keep pumping them out and let this thing be as popular as possible. I'm sure you guys are all excited. Who's your Smash Brothers character?
I go in as Dr. Mario when I can.
Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario. The doctor for a very specific reason, and that is because of the intimidation factor.
Okay.
You already know he's smarter than you. He's put in the time, the effort to get that PhD.
Yeah, I mean, that's years and years of schooling, so that's patience.
That's it, man. That's it. It's Dr. Mario all the way. What about you? Who do you go in?
I gotta be Link, man. I gotta be Link.
Guy.
He's got all the cool gadgets. He's walking around with the bombs.
Link is obviously amazing, but my go-to against Link, Dr. Mario.
That's fine. It's understandable, man.
How do you play? Are you a time guy, or are you 5 lives and die?
Oh, we're going. We're going all out, man. You have to. I'm not trying to run out the time. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
You gotta play. I'm here to play the game. I follow in the Mrs. footsteps. I'm here to play. There's nothing else, man. I feel like it's been a long time since we've done this. I don't know.
The show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got that extra level on me tonight. Also,
I think because you're healthy.
Maybe that's it. Maybe because this is one of the only weeks we haven't been wrought with some type of illness or something like that.
I'm dying. I'm so sick still. So if you hear sneezes, you know it's coming from me.
Sneezes. So also 2 more things on the docket that I want to discuss. We'll let the music, we'll keep the music low for this one. The next thing is the Nintendo Switch just got a system update to version 5.0. Did you update your Switch already, by chance?
Oh,
sir?
Absolutely.
You did. Are you aware of all the features that are brought to you?
Tell me all about it.
I certainly will. So you can actually add Facebook and Twitter friends that use the Nintendo Switch, which is really cool. So if you're following us on Twitter at Switch It Up Show, you can go ahead and add us as a friend. We may very well add you. So that's a cool way to be able to search for people. You can also use the Nintendo Parental Controls app, and you can kind of whitelist specific titles based on their settings. That way, if you don't want your kids to be able to have access to certain games, they will have access to other ones. So it's a little different. There are over 24, it says select from 24 new arms and the new Kirby series icons for your user. So a whole bunch of different icons that you can choose if you're into choosing your user icon. You can get notifications when pre-purchased software is ready to play. I think that's awesome. And you can also filter the news between only unread news or news from specific channels. And the Nintendo Switch Pro controller grip colors will now display as the controllers in the menu. So that's kind of cool if you have one of those like
Real
fancy
nice.
ones. I have the regular Pro controller, and it is awesome, but I don't have any of the fancy color ones. You got one of those
No,
Pro controllers?
I only have the one. I'm thinking about getting a Pro controller, especially for Smash.
Yeah.
But I really don't mind the little hookup they give you. I don't think it's bad. I want the color ones though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this black is so like it's cool, I guess. But like I want something bright and like gaudy.
Yeah, I'm like something bright and arrogant, right?
Right? I want something just like you walk down the street and people are like, ew.
Yeah, I want someone to cringe when they open the door.
Exactly.
I understand.
In full volume, play Xenoblade.
Yeah, I totally get
So
you.
you can just hear constant like, yeah.
You're like, I almost want a noise complaint. That
100%.
level. Yeah. And then lastly, in our potent power-ups, have you seen, this thing is so cool, have you seen the Toy-Con Garage?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, man. This thing looks awesome. Basically, for those of you who don't know, just go check them out over on Twitter. It was actually a tweet that they put out on March the 14th at 6 o'clock, so yesterday. And basically, the Toy-Con Garage is part of the Nintendo, is it Labo?
Labo.
We'll go with Leo, like a lab.
Labo.
But basically what it does is it lets you program your Joy-Cons in like specific actions. It's almost like coding, like what's going to happen. Like, you know,
exactly like coding.
Yeah, it's exactly like coding. So it's really, really cool. It's like a good peek at behind the scenes on how you're going to be able to make your own like different like machines and like toys with these kits. It looks awesome. It's on top of being like super fun and creative. Like there's a giant like educational aspect here in terms of coding. So I think it's going to be, I'm telling you, man, I think this thing's going to be real big.
I think so too, man. Like you were saying, it looks exactly like coding. I have actually spent a lot of time looking at educational technology.
Yes.
So I use a program a lot called Scratch Junior, and it 100% reminded me of Scratch Junior, and this flat out is telling you exactly how coding works, and the guy in the video is like, if this happens, then that happens, and I'm like, oh look, the foundations of if else then statements, you know.
Yeah, man, it looks really cool. I think it's gonna be really, really successful. So hopefully it does. Hopefully it does really, really well. Opens people up to like, you know, coding in like a different type of fun way. So I'm anxious to try this out. Do you think you're gonna be getting the Nintendo Labo when it comes out? I really want to play that piano.
I really wish I could, but I have a cat.
I know.
I have a cat with claws. And like just cardboard, like what do you?
I know.
Want me to do, man?
Right? Yeah, that would
What do you
stink.
expect from me?
That's fair. That's fair. It looks like a lot of fun. I don't know. The jury's still out for me. I'll have to see.
It
But
looks
yeah.
awesome, and I would love to get it, and I would absolutely get it because I saw the guitar, I saw the piano. I think that'd be so cool. But this cat.
I understand, man. I understand. The feline rules the world. And up next, that's all our news. I think we did a good job with that. If you feel like
Yeah,
we
you
missed,
like the news this time?
I
Yeah,
do,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I do. I think that looked really
Good
cool.
news.
Yeah. But speaking of things that look really cool, we have a few titles that we need to cover right now on Press Continue as we kind of just skim through all of the new releases that are coming out. Again, another huge packed week of all types of different releases, and since today is March the 15th, we are starting from the 15th and really just covering the games that are out today and tomorrow. So believe it or not, the 15th and the 16th, we have all these games coming out. And the very first game that we have here on the docket is going to be World Neverland. So this one looks like it's fun. Let's live in this kingdom. Enjoy a free life with love and adventure. The kingdom simulation game where you immigrate to an imaginary kingdom and enjoy your free life. Now, I'm not gonna mention this too much because Mr. Trav, I do believe you have some gameplay footage of this one.
There is some great gameplay footage of this game. It's actually our most popular video right now over on our YouTube page. If you search Kingdom of Elna or just Elna and Preesh, you'll be able to find it. Yeah, it's the first 45 minutes of the game. Show you a little of the character creation, show you how the fighting system works, the whole graphical stiff, the music. Very good. It's fun. We'll be reviewing it very soon.
Awesome.
Yes. The next game we have is The Long Reach. It is $14.99. You get 75 points when you get it on the eShop. The Long Reach is an adventure game filled with colorful characters, puzzles, and a shock of discovery. Wait, weren't we supposed to say joy of discovery? That can't be right. This game...
They're so funny.
It's like... What's that?
I said they're so funny.
They are. They really are. It looks like a 8-bit Walking Dead, like the Telltale game.
Yeah, that game was great.
So it looks cool. I would definitely be into playing this. It looks like post-apocalyptic, choose your own adventure type.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah, I would love a Telltale. By the way, put those games out on the Switch. I'd play them all again.
Oh, exactly. Mm-hmm. It's amazing they haven't yet.
I know, right? I don't understand. I feel like they could definitely do that. It's on PS3. Why can't it be on this? Sparkle 3 Genesis. This game looks really, really cool. It is $2.49. It's on sale currently. So if this sounds like something you want to check out, definitely go pick it up now because it's half price. Enter a surreal ocean thriving with life and lead a tiny spark of life and an evolutionary journey. This one, it really looks like you're kind of playing almost like microbes, like you're like an amoeba.
We reviewed Sparkle 2.
Yeah,
Electric Boogaloo.
Mm-hmm. The graphics on this one look crazy. They look really good. If you're into like a different type of game, and especially for $2.49 while it's on sale, I definitely think you might want to go check this out. Sparkle 3.
Oh, absolutely. Check it out. Also out, Neon Wall, $9.99 and 50 points when you buy it on the eShop. Aim and shoot in this arcade Joy-Con controller game. It looks like you are doing American Gladiators in Tron.
No, yeah.
Like, that's what this looks like. It looks super intense. Like, every image you've seen of earlier laser tag and arenas. I would be into this. I'd be totally into this.
I mean, I know you love like a gem game, so I mean, I'm not really surprised. But sir, my question to you is, are you ready for a fast-paced action puzzle game? Because if you are, then you are ready for Gem Smashers. It is $19.99 on the eShop. This game also seems like it would be up your alley. It looks really, really weird. It kind of looks like a cross between like Donkey Kong Country. Like the graphics look like Donkey Kong Country, but it also kind of looks like almost like one of your traditional type gem games, but then also like Breakout, where you have the ball that's like bouncing between the top and the bottom, and you have to hit things. Have to hit different blocks to get them to disappear. It just looks like a blend of like a couple different games. It says there's over 100 different levels across 8 worlds, and you can choose between 3 playable characters. Each has its own like jump style and stuff like that. So it looks interesting, man. It looks different. It's a little pricey though. It's $19.99. So in comparison to games that look similar to this, a little bit on the higher side. But if you've played this and you're all about it, let us know, because it's a little hard to tell exactly what it's about in the description. I feel like there should be more demos of a lot of games.
There probably should, especially on the Switch. I feel like demos are the way to go. Like, why wouldn't you have demos?
Right? Why not?
But one game that might not actually need a demo, because you probably have played it on your Windows 95 or Millennium or XP. Enchanting Mahjong Match. It is $4.99, and you get 25 points when you buy it digitally. It is a great looking cut of Mahjong. Like I said, if you ever played Mahjong, is that how you say it? Mahjong?
Mahjong, yeah, I think so.
Well, if you've ever played Mahjong on your Windows PC, you know exactly what you're getting into. And I think Mahjong is right up a digital purchase on the Switch alley.
I think it looks cool, man. Sometimes you just want to kind of like relax and play something super simple, and hey, matching it can't get easier than that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that can't be too much of a cluster truck now, can it?
Oh,
Because Cluster Truck is the next game. It's $14.99 coming out on the eShop. Cluster Truck is a new kind of platformer on top of a speeding highway. And again, Mr. Trav, if I'm not mistaken, you've played this game as well.
I started it just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
We are going to do a full playthrough. Old-time friend of the show, Kevin, showed up. And
great guy.
Do the playthrough. But we are planning on doing one sometime next week.
Awesome, man. Basically, in this, like at least from my quick judgment, it looks like they say it's a floor is lava game where you're just like driving these trucks through these different paths and they're like flying all over the place. It looks like total chaos. It is $14.99. I look forward to checking out your videos, sir.
Absolutely. I love like dumb concept games like that. And this is just, I don't know, it's really cool. It's super cool. Another game that looks super cool, it's Bingo for the Nintendo Switch. It's $4.99 and you get 25 points when you buy it digitally. I actually do play a decent amount of Bingo. It looks like you have the ability to play it with multiple friends at home. Trying to see if there's any online support.
That's what I was looking for. I was like, yo, if this is online, I'm probably going to buy this.
We should get it. Absolutely. 4 kinds of bingo. There's buzzer bingo, slide bingo, bingo poker, classic bingo, and lay flat mode. I'm not seeing if there's online support yet.
No, I didn't see it either.
We'll have to visit the official site and get back to you. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, if you got friends at home and you hang out a bunch for $4.99, you owe it to yourself to pick up Bingo for the Nintendo Switch.
Definitely, man. Next up is a game that I'm super excited for, and that is Tesla versus Lovecraft. This is a top-down shooter. It says an epic class of science and madness. Play as the
Enigmatic.
Thank you. Jeez. Inventor Nikola Tesla used devastating weapons to mow down hordes of nightmarish monsters. Collect your mighty power-ups to boost the carnage and finally overwhelm your enemies with immense firepower for the Tesla mech battle robot. It looks crazy. I think it looks really neat. It is $14.99. I'm crossing my fingers that we get to cover it on the show.
That game looks absolutely awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed you did jump over one game, and I think I know why, because it's another ACA Neo Geo arcade classic, and it's Aero Fighters 3. It's $7.99, and you get 40 points when you buy it digitally. It is a shmup. It is a classic shmup. Unmatched high-speed fighters fly on their advanced reciprocating planes to fight. It's ACA Neo Geo Aero Fighters 3. Please, God, just give us a pack of 40 games for $60.
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen, sir.
All over it.
There's actually one more game, and it is the last day of June. It is $19.99 on the eShop, and I feel like this is going to be one of those games that make you cry. It says, what would you do to save the one that you love? A heart-driven quest. Last Day of June is inspired by Steven Wilson's haunting Drive Home. Recreated as an interactive adventure, Last Day of June takes players on a profound and poignant journey. It sounds determined to save his beloved and fueled by the power of grief. Carl introduces players to June's last day. Yeah, this is gonna be intense. It's $19.99. If you're looking for a different type of game to get into over on your Nintendo Switch, something a little bit more serious, a little more like plot heavy, Last Day of June might be something for you to check out. Yeah,
I would be totally into that. You're not gonna cover Kirby? Not gonna cover the Splatoon Starter Edition?
I guess we should talk about Kirby, huh?
Kirby is coming out. It's Kirby All-Star Allies. I'm sure everyone's very aware of Kirby coming out, but it is coming out on Friday, March 16th, and it's $60.
Yeah, full price. Now you mentioned you were trying to download earlier, so you're going with the points for that.
Yes. It says eligible up to 300 points, and it lets me put in 352.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. And you're going to get points for buying it as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but I don't see the amount of points it's going to give me for purchasing it.
Yeah, I think it's I thought it was like 5 times more or something on digital. It's a lot more digital than it is physical, which makes no sense.
Really? You don't think?
Well, I guess because they're concerned about maybe people like selling the original, like, you know, buying it and then registering it and then selling it or something like that, you know, or returning it for the points. I don't know. But like either way, if I'm paying for it, like, you know, come on, throw me the points. It's got to be the resale thing. I feel like, I don't know, makes sense, man. You know what though? Like I would love to have like I feel like I'm a digital like convert. Like I would always want the physical copy. Now I always want like a digital one just so I don't have to change the cartridge. But that takes up so much room, and it's a battle of, you know, between my SD card and like if I'm going to be able to fit everything, and it's crazy. By the way, there's never been really a better time to buy a 256 gig SD card. I keep seeing sales like all the time. You can get them for like anywhere between $80 and $100. So if you are in the market for a micro SD card, go over, check out the Amazon machine. There are all types of good deals to be had. There is a 400 gig SD card too if you really want to go overboard, but it's like $200. I'm not living that life myself, but
No.
someone out there is. So hey, you know what? If you got the 400 gig SD card, we wanna hear from you. Find out what we're doing wrong.
Mm.
And that crazy music means that it is time for our review segment, one of our favorite portions of the show. Mr. Trav, what do you think? Do you want to go ahead and start off this wonderful Let's Play, or should I?
I could start it off. I've got it all up and ready to roll.
Awesome, man. Go ahead. Take it away.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this week I reviewed Paper Wars, Cannon Fodder Devastated. It is $9.99, and you get 50 points when you buy it digitally on the eShop. And you can also check out our playthrough of it a little bit on our YouTube page. If you search Paper Wars and Preach, you will find us. Paper Wars Cannon Fodder Devastated is the refreshed, updated, remastered, and enhanced edition of the beloved Wii Tower Defense-like game, with updated graphics built from the ground up in Unity and a brand new chapter where we've exchanged soldiers for zombies. It's just better than ever. Prepare to face wave after wave of enemy soldiers and vehicles trying to cross the battlefield. Don't let them. Get in your tank, take control of the cannon, and wipe them out. Collect power-ups to call in an airstrike, use a special triple shot, or slow time. Well, to slow time. Simple and effective. Just be careful not to blow up the power-ups. Friendly fire, soldiers, friendly fire. This game contains 3 campaigns, each with 20 missions, one brand new campaign designed from scratch with zombies in it. Fighting robots was boring. Sketch-like art style that could only be created by sleepy kindergartners, 3 difficulty settings, and a survival mode. It's from our friends over at iFun for All, and it is a 1-player game. So, ladies and gentlemen, they said tower defense-like game, and that is what it's like. It's almost like a tower defense game, except that you really only have to fire at enemies. You hold down the A button, and you wait for your rocket to power up, and then you fire off, and you explode a bunch of enemies. And it's pretty cool. You get to, you know, watch the guys explode, and it's kind of funny because it looks like blood on all these, like, cars that'll explode every now and then. The game is a lot of fun. The music is pretty good. I really like the style of it being, like, little paper cutout drawings, like you would kind of draw in class and everything. And the power-ups are pretty cool. But the game doesn't give you any sort of, like, upgrades, or, like, the enemy types don't seem to vary much, especially if you're doing survival mode. I want to be able to upgrade. The way I look at a tower defense game, it should give me a lot of upgrades. I remember playing a lot of, like, flash-based tower defense games, and, you know, you could do the upgrades. For $9.99, I think this game is worth it. It's definitely worth it, but probably after, like, a half an hour, 45 minutes, you might wind up, like, losing interest. I definitely did. That's not to say it's bad, though. It's just that it's a little too basic for even the basic boy gaming over here.
Oh.
So because of that, I feel like I got to give it, like, I'm torn between a 3.5 and a 4, you know? So if I can, 3.75.
I mean, It's our show, man. You
Right?
can
Why
do
not?
whatever you want. Although
3.75.
I gotta say, man, I feel like there's nothing wrong with like a 4 out of 5 at all. So I mean, if you're,
I'd say 4. I could give it a 4.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you know what though, like if you're going back and forth, I'm like, you give it that 3.5, Mr. Trav, because you can be a good game and still be 4. Not everything's the best game ever, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Then, dude, good.
What about you? What'd you
Good on
play
you,
this-
sir. Well, I spent a little time in detention this past week. Detention is $12.99 over on the eShop. Let me go ahead and hit you with the synopsis. It's very brief, mind you. The world is not ready for the likes of us. Detention is a unique atmospheric horror game heavily influenced by Taiwanese/East Asian culture, religious elements, and mythology. Based on the 1960s Taiwan under martial law, I can't read today. In this 2D atmospheric horror side-scroller, the player controls characters who venture into the school beset by hostile supernatural events to uncover stories behind the haunted place. Incorporated, the game provides players with unique graphics and gaming experience. It is an adventure puzzle game from Coconut Island Games. It is a one-player game, $12.99 on the eShop. This game is super atmospheric. It is, like they say, a side-scroller. Basically, in it, you are a student who you fall asleep in class. When you wake up, you realize that everybody is kind of vanished. There is a typhoon warning going on, so once you go outside, the weather is like super windy, really creepy. It's raining. It was just so cool because you find all these little things that talk about how like a typhoon is coming, and like the atmosphere of it being super creepy at night, and the rain, and like the sound effects. Like they do a really good job at making you like, you just buy. I bought into it. Like I think they set like a good, they set it up well, which I think is cool. As you start to go through and explore the grounds of the school, you find out a little bit more about the surroundings and kind of like what may or may not have happened there. This game is there's a good story and there's like good plot to unravel, so I don't want to like spoil anything. What I was looking for was it to be like a little bit more like on the creepy side, because this is kind of like sold and like it's a horror game, and it's definitely meant to scare. It's rated mature, so they do kind of crank it up just a little bit more than some other games would. But even though there are some jump scares in it, there's also like a good amount of puzzles and like things to hunt for and inventory items to go pick up and to inspect and to kind of help unravel the story a little bit more. I really liked going from room to room, from building to building on the campus, and kind of seeing what there is to see. It feels like at moments there are definitely goals that you have, like items that you need to acquire, and other times you feel like you can go ahead and explore a little bit more freely. I had a good time doing both. And when you do kind of encounter creatures, there's like a neat way where you have to kind of hold your breath to walk by them, and you have to time it just right, because they move like a lot from like they kind of move like different monsters and creatures from like The Ring or The Grudge. Like they're kind of jerky in their movement, so you don't know if they're gonna walk like slow, like at certain points they're slow, and then all of a sudden like they run up on you. So you have to time the holding of the breath just right, because if you can obviously only hold your breath so long, and if you keep holding it past like the amount of time, the whole screen gets kind of fuzzy. And everything. And there are some neat moments where the story kind of switches in a dramatic way where, I don't want to ruin anything, but it's just neat. I had a lot of fun with this game. I think I can go ahead and give this a 4. I like it a lot. For $12.99, if you want like a horror game with like a good story to it, and it's very cinematic when it does like there's like these really cool cutscenes. Like there's just a lot of cool shots in this. This is a nice game. I like it a lot. If you're into like, if you want like a little bit more of like a movie experience too, I feel like this is in here. This is something up your alley. Detention, $12.99 on the eShop. I had a very, very good time, my friend.
I dig it. That's good.
Yeah, man.
What'd you rate it?
A 4. 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5? You're
yeah.
going only 4, though.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with a 4, you know,
As
Mr.
you've been
Trav.
saying, there is nothing wrong with a 4.
Nothing wrong with a 4. Like, you know, I played this game, like, I really like it, and hopefully, you know, you guys will as well. If you've played either one of the games that we talked about today, let us know over on the Switched Up show. And if you haven't played those, you know, if you've played something else, if things happen to get boring for you, remember, you can always switch it up.